What's really good? What's really good? What's really good? Welcome back to another Friday Night Live with the Sanchez Show. I am Eric Sanchez, aka Legend in Two Games. As we do every Friday night, we talk sports, we talk movies, man. We talk pop culture. It's a little different now. It's a little different format if you have seen the show or followed me in the past. Normally Friday nights off of Facebook, but we're trying to expand. We're trying to do some different things. And tonight we have a special guest, Rocky Parrish, creator of Rocky Apparel, who's going to be joining me shortly. Will Gordon will be joining the live shortly as well. Again, if this is your first time tuning in, as we always do, we answer any questions and comments in a moment, man. So we're talking NFL tonight. We're talking a sneaker game with Rocky Parrish. We're talking about Kyrie's new sneaker deal. So we got some stuff to get into, man. And as always, any questions, any comments that come through, we will be responding to in the moment. Our guest should be joining us shortly. Will Gordon will be jumping on the live shortly as well. As you can see, my social media handle is right there. All you guys gotta do, shoot me a like, shoot me a comment. Make sure you follow me across all social media platforms. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the Sanchez Show. All right, more content will be coming out as the NFL season really starts to kick up and rev up. Probably start having things out every Tuesday and Thursday. Shout out to my brother Trip Young. We record every Sunday night. We'll have another episode of Real Fans Real Talk this Sunday. Let's see what else we got going on. Um, Spotify as well. And the reason we're changing up the platform, as I mentioned, if you watched in the past, we were strictly on Facebook. We want to get the audio up on Spotify. So Friday nights will still be Friday Night Live. And then we will go to the audio on Spotify probably Sunday evening, Monday morning. So you guys will be able to catch it on the drive into work as well. But yeah, man, like I said, a lot to get into. I'll get into a little bit of boxing talk from last week until we have our guest. And like I said, I'm just waiting for Rocky Parrish to join right now. He should be jumping on the live very soon, as well as Will Gordon. Um, let's see here. But yeah, last week, the mega fight, the fight that we had been waiting on for at least 3 years. Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, to not only crown the true king of the welterweight division, but in most people's eyes, crown the pound for pound champ in the sport of boxing right now. And I was shocked. I was completely shocked. I thought it was a 50-50 fight going into it. I didn't think one man was that much better than the other. I personally picked Errol Spence. I can admit that. I'll say that now. But it wasn't because I didn't like Bud Crawford. It's because I just thought Spence's resume was a little stronger. I thought he had fought better competition up until this point. I also thought he was a bigger welterweight, and I thought that as the rounds went on, that might weigh on Crawford. But none of that really happened, man. Shout out to Bud Crawford. I got to take a shot to that. Again, if you follow the show, you know this is a regular thing. But I thought that Spence would be able to handle Crawford's power early, handle the speed early, and then kind of wear him down as the fight went on. Again, as the bigger fighter, that didn't happen. What I saw was Bud Crawford just too skilled, too fast, too precise. What I saw too was a guy in Errol Spence who seemed to be kind of stuck in his ways. He didn't want to make adjustments in the fight. His corner continued to tell him what to do. His corner continued to try to diversify his attack, but he never really did that. We got Rocky Parrish getting ready to join. Rocky, let me know when you're ready. I'm gonna bring you on camera. In the meantime, like I said, I'm gonna keep giving my breakdown on the fight from last week. But yeah, I thought Errol Spence just did not do a great job of in-fight adjustments. He didn't do a great job of diversifying his attack. He continued to go forward. He never really figured out the distance. You look at all the knockdowns in the fight, and you look at a lot of the big power shots. A lot of that really had to do with Errol Spence being off balance, swinging wildly, never really being able to gauge the distance, and Crawford being able to just pick him apart and land precise shots throughout the fight. I mean, he ended with 50% of his power shots landed, which is unheard of in a big time fight of that stature. So kudos to Bud Crawford. The sky's the limit. You wonder what's next for him because Errol Spence was supposed to be the best competition at 147. Now that he's taken care of Errol Spence and done it in such a dominant fashion, really what's next for him? Is Boots Ennis close enough as a competitor to make it a good fight, or is he not seasoned enough? As I mentioned last week, I don't think Boots Ennis has enough experience under his belt to get in the ring with Bud Crawford right now. And at 35 years old, you wonder if Bud Crawford maybe just doesn't have a challenger right now at 147. And will he explore moving up? Will he think about going to 154? Errol Spencer's already said he would like the rematch, but he would like it to be at 154, which is more of a weight that he's comfortable at. I don't know if a rematch is even worth it at this point. He was thoroughly dominated. And there really isn't a situation or an instance we can point to in history where a guy was that thoroughly dominated and then came back and was better in the rematch. There have been some guys who have lost close fights and then come back and look better. There have been some guys who maybe have been outclassed and then look better in the second fight. But to be as dominated as Errol Spence was in that fight, I don't think a rematch is worthy of it, man. But allow me to bring in my special guest tonight, man. This guy right here. This is the second time joining the Sanchez Show. He is the creator, CEO of Rock Deep, Rocky Parrish.
What's going on, bro?
Welcome back to the Sanchez Show, man. How's everything?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, sir.
Let me adjust this so I'm not looking all crazy as I'm looking into the. All right, make sure I ain't got no contraband in here. I can get.
Yeah. Put the evidence away. You got to put it.
What's going on, champ? Where my man at?
Hey, we waiting for Will Gordon to join. He just texted me. He said he should be joining the next couple minutes. You know Will, man. It's very unpredictable with Will. I want to start off by first saluting you. Happy birthday, my brother. Hope all is well.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
I hope you're having a great day, man. Now
I can't drink nothing, but I got some colored water here.
That's cool. That's cool. Listen, the platform is going to be yours tonight because I know you got a lot of things to get into, and I appreciate you taking the time not only on your birthday, but I know you as well do Friday Night Lives where you get into your own story and get into everything that's going on with the brand right now. So we greatly appreciate you taking the time to rock with us.
Oh, no problem, yo. You know, you now my man because Will's my man, and we go back. So anything y'all ever need from me, I'm giving it to you as far as insight, info, opinions, whatever. Because we go back, and that's what we're supposed to do: support each other.
I greatly appreciate that. And like I said, I know it's your birthday, man, so I don't want to keep you too long. I want to get right into it, though, and that way you can get back to the family because I know
I'm going to get buns later tonight, so we good, yo.
Oh, okay. Hey, listen. however you want to get into it, man. But let's I'm gonna give you the floor, bro.
I'm gonna wait till Will gets here to talk about the other stuff because I want him to be wrapped in. But I'm gonna let you drive, because I know you wanted to bring up some other non-me topics that you wanted me to kind of chime in on. So feel free, bro.
So let's start with, I know you had carved out quite a niche for yourself when you were in DC radio, sports radio. Mm-hmm. So I asked you before. Now there's a new ownership group now with the Commanders. Does this new ownership group, does this change anything for the Commanders right now? Does it change anything for the fan base, in your opinion?
Yes, as far as hope goes. I mean, I've been waiting for the longest time, as well as everybody in this region. I know people like Will have defected to other teams, but the thing is, they give us hope because they're coming in already doing just the little things to make fans happy that could have been done, that would have gone a long way as far as like even just putting stands in training camp for guys to, for the fans to sit in. But they come in with a fresh new attitude. They're letting everybody know. I mean, they're reorganizing within the organization. Like Julie Donaldson, she's no longer going to be doing what she was doing, and she was a good person. I mean, we're personal friends, but I never thought she should have been one of the voices that we heard on game day. Personally, having Doc Walker and Chris Cooley, Chris Cooley, no one really would have thought years ago he would have been a dude that everybody wanted to listen to on game day, break stuff down on Monday mornings, break stuff down. And I just don't think they should have messed that up, even though they removed my man, Larry Michael. And again, I'm not associated with anything that Larry Michael was a part of, but I know he's one of the things I will appreciate Larry Michael for, and I don't condone anything that he's done at all, anything. But one of the things I do appreciate is that he gave us an opportunity to come on his platform and show other people who I am and what I can do as far as just an opinionated person.
No, that's what's up. And I agree with you. I think it does give the fan base hope. Now, we live in a microwave era. People want immediate results. The fans want something to happen. This is a franchise that has a passionate fan base, but they haven't had a lot of success. How long do you give this new ownership group to really build a winner here?
So to build a winner is going to be dependent on what they do. If they keep the same GMs in place, we all think that many of us think Ron Rivera needs to be on his way out. I mean, he was good at first, but we're so used to, as a fan base, Snyder doing something every year to kind of like reel us back in, be like, all right, well, it used to be free agents, and then it became, this or that we were like, all right, well, let's try it this time. It might be a coach, it might be something else, but he was all out of options, plus all of the stuff that was going on with him. So for this new ownership group, I believe they have this year to kind of feel their way through things, because the whole fan base is just going to be on such a high of, hey, man, if y'all lose, we understand. Y'all got to get stuff together. And even next year, because you're going to make a regime, I mean, the regime change has happened, but as far as coaching, does Eric Bieniemy stay? Does he now then become the head coach? Do they do that? Because, Eric Bieniemy, while he was doing what he was doing in Kansas City, a lot of people just don't know. Was he making the calls? Was he the crucial point of making things happen with Patrick Mahomes? So now, if they do move him into that, is he going to be shaken? Because when you hire someone, you hire him for the skill set that they were successful at, which was a offensive coordinator. When you move to coach, you can't really. We all know, once you move to coach, it's hard to do what you were good at. You got to appoint someone else who can take over. And I don't see anybody bringing it. What was the guy from that we lost that went to McVay? Ain't no McVay's coming through here anytime soon. They already got rid of the young dude Turner. So what are you going to do with the new person that comes in? Because obviously we need a new coach, because that will give the fan base a chance to say, you know what, now there is a clean cut. Also, I think Jason Williams, what's the guy, the president name of operations? Jason, the black dude.
Now his name is slipping me. Yeah, I was going to say Jason Williams as well. Yeah, but it's not. His last name is not Williams.
Jason, whoever he is. There were a lot of things that, we all wanted him to win. We all were rooting for him. Like, you got a brother in there. Let's see what's. But then he started making the mistakes, and you had us thinking, is it Snyder and them still doing effed up things, but he is in control and they're using him as a scapegoat? But how many people have to check off on these things before they get out? Like, the years that we won a championship and all these different little things that could have been easily fixed before any of us saw him. Will he get another year to redeem himself? So I think you really have a 2-year window of the fans being like, all right, we're going to sit back, enjoy whatever all of the little things that you're going to do for us fans, enjoy it. And then after year 2, let's see where things end up. Drafts, what you going to do with Chase Young? What are you going to do with Howell? Are you going to bring somebody else in? Are you going to start, keep spending dumb money on dumb, dudes that we know, like Wentz, that ain't the answer? These are the things that they need to do quickly. And when I say quickly, over a 2-year period, to kind of show the fans that they're headed in the right direction. And anything positive is the right direction.
Right. And you make some great points. Obviously, this is a honeymoon phase. You got to figure it out. The front office got to do a better job. Chase Young, though, he was already dangled this offseason about possibly being traded. At what point do you kind of just cut ties and just admit your losses on that? Because
you can't. You got to get something.
I understand.
I ain't saying round one, first draft round, or but you got to get something for the dude, because I think that the new ownership will come in and be like, hey, if you don't think it's going to be worth the while, get something for him, but we can't just let him go, with nothing in return.
I get that point, but you're still in a situation where that pick now has probably set you back several years, because you chose him over Tua and Justin Herbert.
The previous regime did.
The previous regime.
The thing is, these guys get a new slate to do whatever they want with the roster. Whether they keep people, cut people, bring new people on, they get gratis with us, because we just got to trust and believe. Hey, it's new ownership. We've been going through this hell. We'll believe in anything you all do at first, even if it's trading Chase Young, or even cutting him and not getting anything. Now, I hope that's not what they do, but we have to trust that anything that they do in this next 2 years is something that's going to be a benefit to the team.
Riverboat Ron, I think he's on his way out. I think he's a lame duck coach. Do you think Eric Bieniemy does get the fair shot as the next in line, or do you think they would, again, because this is a new regime, do you think they would kind of look for somebody else that fits their mold of what they want to head coach?
I think they were put in a bad position, because Eric Bieniemy wasn't getting head coaching jobs for a reason, and it obviously was the way he was interviewing. And we don't know what his interviews were like, but I know from inside and having talked to players and coaches that the way you interview goes along. You could be probably one of the best dudes out there, but if you don't interview well, you're just not coaching material, or you're not what they want as a coaching material. So the thing is, if they get rid of Ron, are you going to just make him coach but de facto because you don't know if he can handle the coaching position, like I was saying earlier? Or do you let him go and now he's like, damn, I just got here? Because on Eric Bieniemy's hat, he had to have had some foresight on you literally lateraled across from calling the plays over in Kansas City, supposedly, and now you calling them over here. That's a lateral position. You had to have thought, if anything happens to Ron, will I still have a job or will I be considered because he might be considered for the head coaching job. But what is it going to look like if they bring in another head coach over Ron and keep him where he is? Because the guy's like, you know what? He is a good he ain't going to want that. That's a bad look on him.
It's a terrible
look. Do I think he'll get the nod to answer your question? Perhaps. But the Redskins are in a bad position because the Snyder era and the Snyder regime the stink of them will be around for a while, and it's going to take a lot to wash it off. It ain't going to be just simple green. It's going to be Clorox and some mo-ish because things like that decision and other things, they are going to have to, hey, how are we going to wade through this? I don't really think they have to care about people's feelings, but just making it look like they've made the right decision.
Understood. We're going to transition over to some basketball. Shout out to Will Gordon. Will Gordon's going to be joining us very shortly. Before we get into basketball, as I always mention, guys, make sure you are following the Sanchez Show across all major platforms. Friday night lives every Friday, 9 p.m. sharp. And then the audio is going to be out on Sundays. Will Gordon just put in the comment, Will, I sent you the link, Will. Just click the link, man. Will's in the comment section. Will, just text me, man. Why are you in the comment section? But Will's going to be joining us shortly. Let's get into a little basketball, though, Rocky, because last time you were with us, it was right around the time that Kyrie was kind of having his issues with the Nets. This was even before the trade. Then Nike, I didn't like the way Nike handled it because Nike made it seem as if they cut ties with Kyrie when most people in the know realized that the contract was up anyway. He probably was going to leave Nike no matter what. He just signed a new deal. I want to get your thoughts not only on the deal, but some of the things that you were seeing or some of the things you heard behind the scenes that were taking place with Kyrie, with Nike, and then eventually leading to this new deal.
So the Kyrie Nike thing was a lot like the Kanye Adidas thing. They got pressured to let him go because of everything that was being said. And just to be completely straightforward and let people, a lot of people, how I don't want to get political, but how one party will say, oh, well, you guys are just believing everything the media says. Well, and you actually just saw everything the person said, so it didn't need to get chopped up. So you saw what you saw. Well, in this situation, there was a lot of context left out of what Kyrie did and why he did it. And I think I see your boy asking.
Well, I'll email you the link.
It's your show too, Brian. How you don't know how to jump in?
Will, I emailed you the link. I'll email it again if you need it.
But I believe that they had to force their hand, and luckily for them, they didn't lose as much as Adidas would have lost if they didn't end up selling Kanye shoes. But I believe that. Well, I don't even believe. I know that Kyrie wanted to end that relationship anyway because he wanted more freedom. He wanted more input because he didn't like one of his past designs. So he just kind of burrowed through that. But his new deal, you want to talk about that with Anta? His new deal with Anta, I know a lot of people were hoping that he went with a black-owned company, but what a lot of people don't realize is he left himself open to include black-owned companies on collaborations. So his deal with Anta is he's actually made the director of creative something. I forget what the exact title of it is, but they actually give him creative control of his shoe and the ability to bring in other athletes and to deal with other brands as he sees fit. Meaning he could bring us in, he could bring other black-owned footwear brands in who have experience, which is important. I know a lot of people were vying for Kyrie's ear and actually got to talk to his team. But what you don't understand is you have to show Kyrie that he's not going to break his ankle wearing your footwear. A lot of people aren't experienced. We just got it. And just to give you, not to be long-winded, but to give you an example, I have a son, 6'10", play college ball. He wears a size 14. For the longest time, we didn't even make size 14s. So I couldn't even put my stuff on him to be able to wear in his games, even though they had a Nike contract, but even off court. But now that I'm able to do that, we go up to a size 16 in the future size 22s, blah, blah, blah. I've been able to, because I know how to build a shoe. And it's functional. You're not going to go out now. Am I going to say you're not going to break your ankle? Yeah, if you do some stuff that allows you to do that, yeah, because anybody can break the ankle in any shoe. Everybody knows that you can twist your ankle. It depends on the type of torque, but you have to build the shoes that you're making for the type of player that's going to be using them. Meaning, Kyrie ain't going to wear a LeBron-built shoe. Dikembe Mutombo wouldn't wear a LeBron-built shoe. Larry Johnson would wear a LeBron-built shoe. So you have to make, like for us, when we're coming out with our shoe line, we're actually going to be assigning positions for every shoe, meaning this shoe is made for a 2-5 or a 1-5 or a 4-5 or a 3-4, meaning the position of power forward or point forward, or, and there's not many really true centers, but if it's for a stretch 5, this shoe is designed for that type of player. And nobody in the industry, I know, and I don't know if anybody will see this, but I know for a fact no one else in the industry is doing that, because when you go to a camp, when you go to a AAU, you might see a lot of kids wearing different shoes, but they're wearing shoes that really ain't made for the game that they have, and that's the problem. What are you supposed to be, the Rock of this show, yo? Coming in late, you're supposed to at least be able to call in from your car.
Listen, Will.
What they do, baby?
Come on, man, you gotta make it so I can see your whole body. Get it set up.
Hey, no, I can show the body, baby. I'm losing them LBs these days. I can show the body.
I got to be able to lift a little bit
these days. Rock, it's whatever. What's up, fellas?
What's good, bro? We got Will Gordon in the building.
Let Eric, you take over, because I don't want the chemistry to be messed up.
Nah, not at all. Listen, the insight you just given us is phenomenal. Hold on, Will. Hold on. I'm gonna get you right in real quick, because I just want to respond to that. That's great. That's great insight into the thinking of what Kyrie not only was looking for in a sneaker deal. I know you kind of teased it about conversations with Kyrie. Are you able to elaborate on what those conversations were like and some of the feedback you were getting from Kyrie in his camp?
So I've had conversations all the way around Kyrie's camp. I haven't had the official discussion with Kyrie yet. That's because we just weren't on the radar. We know a lot of people that Kyrie knows, but the thing is, the worst thing to do is come in through a friend of a friend. You know what I mean? You're trying to go directly through his agents, his managers, somebody like that. So we finally gotten to that point because everything settled down, because we weren't on the radar to talk to be considered. Because, I mean, honestly, Kyrie, I don't want to say Kyrie's looking for a check, but he wanted security. And Anta ain't Nike, Anta ain't Adidas, but Anta is a force to be reckoned with, because they have a lot of brothers on that staff designing shoes, and they actually have some nice stuff. And they designed a pretty all right shoe for Kyrie.
With D-Wade.
Yeah, and they're still designing stuff with D-Wade. But for them, they were able to cut a check and say, hey, Kyrie, here's what you're going to get, plus you're going to get residuals from the sales of your shoes. All that anyone like me or any other small business could do, if they could handle doing basketball shoes, is say, hey, I can only give you I can give you equity in your shoe, meaning anything you sold, you're getting equity out of. Matter of fact, you're going to make more money than us. We're just happy to be along for the ride. But again, we didn't get that opportunity, but we will have the opportunity to do collaborations with Anta, as well as a few other people that
I know I'm jumping in late, and I'm kind of unfashionably late.
Turn your phone sideways, bro. Hold on, turn your phone sideways, bro.
Oh,
well, yeah,
there we go. We good?
Tilt it up, yo, so we can see.
There we go. I'm printing this shit too. Hold up.
Pause.
There we go.
Is this how Kevin feel?
The multicolored match joint on these Bahamas, you know what I'm saying? I rep that dub at all times. You know what I'm saying?
I see Eric Stacey like this nigga here.
I know. Hey, he used to it. Hey, Rock, he used to that shit at this point, man.
Well, you was a little late, but you already know. Salute, my brother.
Oh, hey, hold up. I ain't got one poured. Hold on. Let me pour it real quick.
I'm sitting here thinking he got the home set up. He got the thing, but that was his curtain, which is still
I'll be off the man. Hey, tonight I was doing my day job. And my day job went a little long, the job that keeps my rent paid. So, I gotta maintain that first. Keep my kids fed. I'm sorry to be late tonight, fellas, but it's always good to be with y'all. It's good to see Rocky. It's always good to rock with my dude Rocky and my man Eric. Man, y'all my brothers. I'm gonna always be in this hemisphere for your, sometimes you gotta pay bills. You know what I'm saying? That's my bad. That's my
Listen,
bad.
all the time we gotta pay bills. It's all good. You ain't gotta explain
Hey,
that. Let's get into
clink clink
something though.
though.
Let's get into
Clink clink,
something.
my man. Clink clink. That's what it is.
Let's go. Let's get
Rocky,
into something.
what up, Rocky?
Hey, everything's good, brother. Just waiting
You
on
good,
you.
man?
I finally know how Kevin feels though. When you have you
Hey,
are the
because
me
you
of
used to
our
do the
show.
same shit.
But at least I would call in so I could be a part of the show on time, and then come in late and get myself situated. But it's all good, bro. It's y'all show, and I like.
You used to do the same. Like, see, that's the thing. Y'all can't get on me when this motherfucker used to do the same thing on
I both understand
1067 The
you.
Fan.
I both understand you and empathize with E.
Nah, man. It's
So no,
whatever though, man. It's good to see you home, man. I'm glad you home, man. And it's good to rock with and it's good, Eric, to see you. We've been off the air for what, 3 weeks?
3 weeks. We had some issues with Facebook, but like I said, we good.
Yo,
We
people
moving
been
forward.
asking too. I've been getting questions like, you don't fuck with Eric no more, or like is the
Come on.
opinionated one's not a thing no more? I'm like, nah, we out here. It's just summertime, you know. We out here. We gonna bring the people what they want.
We had
Give
to
the
figure out some
people
things.
what they want.
We had to figure out some things, but we back at it. Will, I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna let you drive right here. Take over.
All right.
No, I
What's
told him
that?
I would wait on you to get here before I
Yeah.
talked about any other stuff. But if y'all wanted to talk about the Kyrie, let's finish. Y'all can finish that up. Your question on that.
No. Finish what I was listening to the Kyrie conversation. Go ahead and put a bow on that, and then I'm gonna jump in with whatever y'all trying to talk about. You know what I'm saying?
We were just getting ready to wrap actually on the Kyrie because, like I said, I wanted to get Rocky's thoughts and his insight on the
Why my
deal.
hat look so fucking crooked? Like, why my
It
hat
might
coming
be.
in like Jay-Z in 2003?
Well, that,
Right now.
if I might
Yeah.
say so,
You got
Wow. Hold on, I'm trying to.
listen, you got Jay-Z change clothes vibes going right there.
Bro, this
Like,
joint, yeah, it's crazy. I need to throw a button up on or something right
yeah.
now.
if
It's not.
I might give you a little insight, if you have your camera up here instead of down here, it's a whole different look, bro.
It's low. Hold up, my camera low right now. Hold on, let me raise it.
I don't know if you got something to put up on. No, I ain't say bring that close, bro.
Not the W, not the multicolored W though. I be on. Hey, I got a problem with my. Oh, I got a
This how I
problem with
know.
hat, man. I be doing the hat game. You know what I'm saying?
This how I know Will been missing Fridays. You see, he don't know how to act now. We back live on Fridays. He don't know how to act right now.
Any drinks you had before you came on there? Look, he didn't.
He done froze. He probably done logged off.
Oh man.
The one follow up, Rocky, because I know
Yeah.
you're working hard behind the scenes to not only expand your brand but also bring more attention to the independent brands like Rock Deep.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see Kyrie being a trendsetter in a way that, or in a sense where other athletes now kind of follow this model of like, let's get away from the Nike and Adidas and let's get somewhere where we have a little bit more creative control?
So I'm glad you asked that because we talked about this a little bit before, and this is all about, this goes back to the George Floyd thing, and then everybody like, oh man, you know what, we need to do our own thing, F the white brands or the man and all that kind of stuff. And I sat back and I was like, yeah, y'all talking now. And then of course every Black Friday, everybody wants to support a black brand, and then I'm like, yeah, y'all talking now. Then, but the thing is, it takes a player willing to believe in himself and sacrifice that upfront money for the long game. Because I do think, to answer your question, Kyrie can set a trend, but who's going to follow? Because you can set a trend by going to Anta and trying to look for a check as well. But what if Kyrie says, hey man, we're not going to give you a check up front. We're going to let you have equity in all the shoes that you sell. So basically, we won't make money unless you make money by your shoes selling. You're going to have full input on how your shoe looks when it goes to market, but we're not going to cut you a check until your shoes start selling. And the thing is, if someone can get new players, players that are like Ja Morant, they get guys like that to say, you know what, let's do that. Instead of just saying, hey, we for the blacks and we're going to do everything black sport. Well, but y'all still wearing Gucci right after they do, and make y'all look foolish. Us look foolish. That you still supporting, you still gonna wear Nike, even though they didn't did your boy Kyrie wrong. I mean, when are we as a people? Meaning, and this goes back to a conversation we had before with college athletics. If everybody took their child out of a D1 school and went to a HBCU and not a what is it, privately held, probably white, whatever the white majorly white institutions, not only will the structure of sports change, college sports, but legislation would change for Black people. And what do I mean by that? People, let alone white people, ain't trying to lose money. And if you're setting legislation that doesn't allow us to have affirmative action and all title, whatever it is that helps us not even get a leg up, but just try to catch up in the least. If they start cutting out these programs and we withdraw our kids from these programs, the college is going to be like, nah, y'all need to change that because we need to bring these Black folks back to because we're losing not millions, but billions of dollars, not through the schools individually, but collectively and through the NCAA as a entity. If they start doing that, but the thing is, it's going to take us as a people to say at one point, all right, let's do it. And you have kids individually who have said, I'm going, I was going to go to play for Dion at Jackson State, or I'm going to go to this HBCU, even though Dion's gone to Colorado. But the kids have their parents still tell them, nah, we're not getting no money over at this Black school. I need you to go here because they're trying to give us a bag. Now with the NIL contracts, that really opens it up. But if the Black schools had the same type of connections and network the same, because I'm going to tell you right now, Black schools are only getting interested in leasing their or licensing their likeness and their logos and such when they see someone already doing it because they don't have anything already in place. They want to go see you post, hey, we need some of that money, where they weren't doing it before. Howard obviously doing it. Hampton's already been doing it, but you have every Black schools licensing their logos and stuff out. That brings additional money in. That's going to bring the corporate people into that. Hey, if Dion F with y'all, we can F with y'all. Let's do something together. But it's going to take a massive all-togetherness on it. And I don't know if we have it in us anytime soon, but it's going to take our kids, and maybe our kids' kids to do it.
So Rocky, how do you feel about because there was a lot of people feeling some kind of way when Dion left the HBCUs and went to Colorado. His whole motion was, I did what I was supposed to do. I brought attention to the HBCUs. I brought eyeballs to it. You know what I'm saying? I put butts in seats. And then when he left, it's like the HBCUs was like, oh no, don't leave us. Like, oh wait, hold on, Dion. So do you feel like?
Go ahead, finish your question.
Do you feel like personally? Do you think he did what he was supposed to do and took it where it was supposed to go, and then everybody else should follow, or do you think that he left them holding them back?
No. So let me give y'all insight. Y'all know I was born in Mississippi. It's my home, Vicksburg, Mississippi. Family's gone to Jackson State, but I know a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes and did go on behind the scenes that you all may have even found out about that Dion never made public, and he basically fell on the sword because he didn't want to trash the school more than it had already basically trashed itself by reports that had come out. But had Jackson State done what they were supposed to do, Dion would still be there. If Jackson State had given the money that they promised Dion for, because Dion got new fields, new locker rooms, all this new stuff, but he was supposed to get part of the gate. He was taken out of his own pocket since he got there to provide not only for the team, but for the entire athletic program out of his pocket. So Dion was working on the net loss when he left. And had Jackson State only done what they were supposed to, you had the president promising things, never doing it, like, we don't need him. We can just promote the next dude. We'll be all right. Because they knew Dion wasn't going to say what was really going on behind the scenes. And he took advantage of that. And it's too bad that we as a people couldn't see past it because there had to be a reason. Dion said for a reason, I'm here to change the landscape of Black college sports, right? Now, he said, I'm going to do it as long as I can, and then I'm going to see what else is out there. He was hoping it was going to be an NFL college job, but they weren't marketing the way they were supposed to. Everything that was done was because of Dion. Dion was saying, hey, come in the room with me while I'm talking to all these corporate people for these television contracts and all that kind of stuff. But they weren't doing right. Everybody was looking out for themselves instead of the collective of the entire HBCU program. So then there's no reason that any school should be broke when it comes to college athletics and HBCUs at this point, because there's so much money out there to be gotten. And Deion showed, he said, here's the blueprint of how to do it. Yes, it was me and why I did it, but I'm telling you what, you had other ex-NFL coaches jealous of what Deion did. Nick, I'm sorry. He was trying to help you out. And you talking S about him. He brought your school money. He brought all the school's money, but y'all couldn't do right by him. So I'd have done the same thing. But he better than me because I'd have told everything they did. And I'm from Mississippi. But I would have said, I wouldn't have like tried to trash him. So I would have just been like, look, here's some of the things that everyone's not aware of that were underlying issues. And these are the reasons that I chose to say, you know what? I can't really keep pulling from my own finances. I can't keep pulling people in because here's the thing. You bring in Walmart, you bring in Under Armour, you bring in all these corporations who are willing to give you money. And then they're wondering, well, what's going on with all the stuff we're doing for y'all? We don't actually see it all. Yeah, the field, ain't nothing you can do. The field is there, but there's money we're giving you all that we don't see being appropriated. Well, who does that look bad on if you bring that person to? If Will brings that person to me, I'm going to look at Will sideways like, what's up with these people? You know what I'm saying? So Deion couldn't let his name further be tarnished by what the school wasn't doing right by. So he just he said, hey, I'm going to go to greener pastures.
Yeah, that's a great point, man. I mean, I always reference, go back to that 60-minute special they did on Deion during the water crisis down there, where Deion had the whole team in a hotel and Deion was bathing in a pool. He used to have to take a bath in the pool because, again, like I said, he was giving all the money to the university and trying to do right by them and all the athletics. And he was, like you said, falling on the sword. He was taking bare minimums just to make sure everything else stayed afloat. So shout out to Deion,
Black
man.
people were quick to jump on and call him a sellout and all that kind of stuff without knowing all the underlying information, because I'm going to always say, have the full story. You know, I used to say it when me and Kevin, like, hey, there's a reason somebody just did what they did. It may not be a good reason, but there's a reason, because some people just don't suddenly do the opposite of what they just said they were for. So there must be something. So when you dig, and you don't have to even dig deep. There were people already talking about it. I got boys that go back and forth that do some work for me that go back and forth between DC and Jackson State, and they were telling me about stuff that would happen. And the thing is, you just can't put yourself in a situation where now if I go somewhere else, the people that I brought to Jackson State ain't gonna come with me to the next spot.
Yeah, but it was corny for anybody to call him a sellout anyway, because he had no ties to Jackson State. What he did for them was a win from day one. He didn't have to do anything for Jackson State.
Any black man, let me chime in. I'm gonna kind of curb it a little bit, but any black man that calls another black man a sellout based on his beliefs and what he is behind, the person that's calling you a sellout is the problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just curb that right now. Like, if you have a different of opinion of another person of your race, that doesn't make you a sellout. That just gives you a difference of opinion. Okay, on the opinionated ones, we opinionated as shit, but we ain't and Rocky, you not doing that. Eric, you not doing that. We don't do that. I'm just saying that's not tolerated. For me, I don't fuck with that. Like, if I got a difference of opinion from you, that don't make me less of a man than you or more of a man than you. That just gives me a difference of opinion. You know what I'm saying?
And the only time, as a matter of fact, I don't. It's not even in my vernacular to call myself. But the only time I would say it's okay is when it's someone like Candace Owens or Clarence Thomas. You know what I'm saying? You don't even call them a sellout. The sellout thing, you're so far behind the sellout, you're just the straight coon at that part. So, you know, and tap dancing and stuff. So, but in all other, I completely agree with you, because there is always a reason. Just like when people go after, you know, Shannon Sharp was at the game or the fight, and everybody assumed the white lady with him was his girlfriend. It was his assistant and his daughter, because Deion got you know, a lighter complected female friend. Oh, he a sellout. Just like when people used to come after me when they know my wife Italian. And I tell people, I ain't gonna let y'all judge me, and I ain't gonna care, because guess what?
That's the beauty.
My Italian wife has done way more for our culture than you have worrying about that she's Italian.
That's the thing, Rocky. That's like, I wasn't even trying to take it there, but the conversation kind of went there.
It's all people.
Fuck everybody else, man. Love who you love and trust who you trust, and it don't got nothing to do with, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at the three of us right now, right? Eric, you Puerto Rican, right? Or
That's a fact.
all right, Eric's Puerto Rican, and then we got Rocky. He just light skinned.
You know, hold on, I'm gonna let you continue, but let me just tell you, Eric is the least loudest Puerto Rican I've ever met, and let me tell you, I met a lot of them when I was incarcerated. Yo, Dominicans and Puerto Ricans, all the memes and videos I've seen about, it's true in person. But you are the most laid back Puerto Rican I've met in my life.
He's smooth with shit, ain't he? He's smooth with it, ain't he?
We're very flamboyant people. We're very loud. We want you to know that we're in the room. But I am very
not
laid
you
back.
though. You be keeping it smooth, bro. You be keeping it on that level, like cause I always promote the show, and everybody be watching it. They be like, so what's up with this Eric Sanchez? Like, what channel is he on? I'm like, the channel that I put you on. That's what he on. Like, but that's a shout out to you, man. You doing your thing, man. You making it right, and that's also like to Rocky, like Rocky already know back in the day when I used to rock with him back when he was on 106.7 The Fan. It's all about being who you are. You know what I'm saying? It's not about trying to be who everybody wants to gather to. If you are who you are, they come. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what was that? What was it? Field of Dreams? If you build it, they'll come. You know what I'm saying? Like with Rocky, when you and Kevin was subbing for the Junkies, I came. You know what I'm saying? That's when we met. And then with Eric, you was doing your show, and I came through. And now it's like full circle. Like we all together right now, black man trying to make our way in this sports talk, lifestyle talk, space. It's a beautiful thing to me, man, and I love sharing this space with you, gentlemen, man, and I appreciate the opportunity.
Get all emotional and shit. No, I'm just playing.
Oh, especially on Rocky's birthday. Especially on Rocky's birthday.
Get out of here, Rocky. Hey, Rocky.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Rock. I just broke out the Mansas today. First day I rocked them.
Oh, for real? What you think?
The gold joints?
The Negus or the Red Winners?
No, I've been rocking the Red Winners for a while. The Negus.
Okay.
I just found a national fitted with the gold emblem. The black with the gold, you know.
So you already knew the comfort from wearing the Red Winners. They was
don't play with me. This is a shameless plug. The Rock Deeps joints is the most comfortable shoe you can put on your foot. Period. Point blank.
So yeah, so Eric, have you purchased a pair yet? It's a 40% discount going on right now on our eBay store.
I have not. That's a great plug because I'm actually going to cop a pair this weekend, and I'm looking.
I'll be right back.
Apparel as well. There's some apparel I want to get that you have on the site as well. So this plug the site. Let everybody know where they can find the apparel.
So right now we have taken our website down for relaunch, and it's going to happen real soon. And so we've moved all of our additional extra broken sizes of inventory that we have to eBay, to an outlet store called the Rock Deep R Divine, or maybe it's R Divine Rock Deep outlet, eBay outlet store, whatever. You can find it. Just type in Rock Deep, or go to our Instagram, Rock Deep Global. Click the link in the bio, and there's a link right there that'll take you right to all of our offerings. And right now we're having a 40% sale off on one of one samples, 1 or 2 samples, and then all of the rest of the inventory we have. And we still have red. Nigga, not putting shit on. Man, you gotta put your stuff on pause, mute when you go away.
Listen, this is what it is with Will, though. This is what it is. You never know what you're gonna get, right?
So, like Will just showed, we got.
Hold on, Will. Let Rocky go for a second, and then we're gonna get back to you.
Like Will was showing, other than the hat, we got the Negus. We still have sizes in those. We actually have a lot of big sizes, 14, 15, 16, but we have a For women, we have sizes 8, 9, and a few 10s. And for men, we have some 8s, 9s, and a few 10s. And there's actually a couple 11s and a couple 12s that we just found doing inventory up there. So everything is 40% off. Go to the eBay store and you'll see a whole lot of different options that you have. But if you're a size 11, if you're size 10 and a half, you're size 11 and a half, which is the stuff I get samples done in, you're going to have a lot of options. Wu-Tang samples that we've done. Bear Son, my guy, dude who dressed up in a bear outfit and ran across America, was running in our shoes, all kinds of stuff, bro.
You got some Wu-Tang joints left in a 9.5?
No, those are all samples. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm lying. We got some vegan runners, so you can go and look. I don't know, because as soon as I got back, I delved into everything. But since then, I've been letting the team work on the day-to-day. So I'm not sure what's left in the sizes for the Wu-Tang vegan runners. But we might have a 9.5, 10. But for most of the samples, the Wu-Tang samples, they're in a size 10.5, 11, 11.5.
I'm going on the eBay link right after we finish tonight,
Rocky,
man.
I know Rocky see the coordination.
And if y'all can share that on your social media, let people know that's going on this weekend for my birthday. Is it August 4th? Giving 40% off, so we appreciate it.
That's nasty.
Will
make sure you share. You see gold links on the W, man. I'm gonna put it away. I'll put it away. But man, these joints comfy. These Rock Deep joints.
Thank you, sir.
The Mansa Musa joints.
And those are the niggas.
These are Musas. No, these are Musas, right? Oh yeah, they are the niggas. Yeah. With the print, with the print, not the print. With the print on them, not the print. Nah, those are fresh shit.
Nah, we gotta turn that into.
I step out with them joints. Hey, Rocky, I stepped out with them joints last weekend. Motherfuckers was like, "What are those?" But it wasn't like, "What are those?"
I know they gonna turn heads. People like to clown, but I always tell people who try to clown.
No. That's not what it was.
Not saying with you, but when people try to like clown like online, I always tell my team, because they get more mad. I don't get upset. I'm like, you know what I'm thinking? Well, show me what you put together. Show me what your line looks like. And for me, I got over 300 styles. How many you got? And I don't be tripping. So I'm glad that people like you and others are proud to wear Black independence, not just mine, but others, because it shows that you're willing to step away. Because kids now, younger kids, they're actually looking for us because they don't want to look like everybody else.
That's me, right? You know what I'm saying? That's me. I be telling people I be stepping in any venue. And they be like, cause I like being different. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm from DC, PG County, Rocky. You know how it is. You don't want to be like everybody else. So I come up here, I'll rock some fly shit, and then like right now, like which is to like a shout out to you. My fly shit is the Rock Deep joints. I'll put on my Rock Deeps and step out on motherfuckers, and they be like, "Oh, what are those?"
I appreciate
like that. It's not what are those? It's like they be like, "Oh, what are those?"
Hold on,
I'll be like, "Oh, you can't get these." I'll be like, "You can't get these. These are exclusives." I'll be spelling it wrong. I'll be like, "These are exclusives."
Hey, Will, you gotta do me two favors. You got to move your shit over to the middle, so you in the middle of the screen, and then up so I can see your face. Because all I see right now, this is what I'm looking at, yo.
It's my teeth. All right.
No, you just right. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's
you got me. What we have right now? We good?
Yeah, you good.
We on it. Listen, hold on.
Right in the middle, right there.
Slow down. Hold on. You gotta let them cook sometimes, Rock. That's what it is.
I understand.
Let them cook.
Hey, Rocky B. Hey, we going Jones all day because we from
nah.
So that's what we do.
Let's do this. Hold on.
That's the only thing we do is Jones on the bus stop.
Because I know Rock got some stuff he want to get off his chest. We're gonna get to that. Before we do, just want to thank everybody who's tuning in. I see people jumping in and out of the live. Make sure again, Friday night lives, Friday 9 p.m. The Opinionated ones is part of the Sanchez Show. It goes down every Friday night. We back at it. We had them issues with Facebook in the past, but now we good to go. We rocking. And the audio from this episode will be up on Spotify Sunday evening. I'm gonna have it up there by Sunday 9 o'clock, so that way anybody driving into work Sunday night, Monday morning, they'll be able to hear the audio as well.
We got a hood radio legend
with Rocky Parrish. Now, hold on. Let's get into some things though. You know what I'm saying? Because Rocky was patient with us. He knew he was waiting for you to join the show, Will, so he can get into some things. So let's get into some things.
All right.
Will, I'm gonna let you take over. You running point right now.
Okay.
You got it, bro. Go ahead.
So look, Rocky,
Yes, sir.
how you feeling about the NBA free agency
That ain't
situation
what he's trying to
right
get into. That is not what he's trying to get into right now.
now? We doing the shoe shit? We doing shoe shit right now?
No, bro. We get into real life. We get into
Oh,
real life
all right,
right
well,
now.
we can talk life, man.
I was waiting on you to get.
All right. Hey, no, you know what, Rocky?
Hey, hold on.
Fall back. Fall back.
My man said, how
Fall
you feeling about
the
NBA
F
free agency?
back.
I don't know.
I thought we was doing sports. All right, fall the F back. Cause this dude, all right, Eric. So we've been rocking for how long?
Well, we've been doing opinionated ones for 2 years now.
So me and Rocky, like the first time I
years.
ever fucked with this dude, I didn't even know this fucker. He's a fucking asshole.
Jeez.
You were an asshole. You know what I mean? But that's what got you on, though, right?
Huh?
When it was you and Kev.
Uh-huh.
So this dude, this is my man Rocky. He used to come on as a substitute for the Junkies, which JP Flame has been on our show twice, right? He checked in with us twice, right?
Yeah, JP been with us. 2 times. He tuned into the live every now and then.
Shout out to you, Rocky. He was like, "Oh yeah, I fuck with you. I fuck with Rocky." But I'm just trying to make,
hold on.
You all right, Will?
Hold on, that kettle.
Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to think. Rocky. I'm just trying to think. Like, bro, I fuck with you, man.
Well, and I appreciate that.
And you already know that from Nikki and my sister and everything else. You know what I'm saying? Like me and Rocky go back like 20 years.
Hold on.
We ain't gonna bring that up. We ain't gonna talk about that. But Rocky's a real dude. That's why. No, Rocky has been he's been a real dude for me since.
Hold on. Will, hold on. We're gonna get to that. But we want to allow Rocky the opportunity. You know, he rocking with us tonight. And there's some real life situations that we know he want to address. He want to get into because there were certain people that showed their true colors. You know what I'm saying? So allow me to just set the table real quick.
Go ahead and drive that joint, Eric.
There was some real life challenges and obstacles that were placed in front of you, Rocky, recently. And I'm gonna let you, further elaborate on those because there were some people that showed their true colors and their true feelings towards you, unfortunately, towards your family, towards the brand. So I'm gonna let you go from there. You speak on it, whatever you want to get into, you get into.
Sure.
But
so like I told y'all before, I would
let me pause and say, before you get into it, Rocky, let me get my side, my followers and my people that know who you are, because they know that if you back me, I back you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you my man. So it's whatever. So go ahead and speak your piece.
So and thank you for that, both of y'all. So if you didn't know, if you're tuning in, you don't know who I am. I'm a Rocky, obviously ran a thing, but I was incarcerated for not the last 6 months, but from January 3rd to June 22nd. I was actually sentenced to 2 years in federal prison for it's called wire fraud. They name everything wire fraud at this point, but basically it was because I fudged numbers on a bank loan application. And just to give you guys a little bit of the meat, but I won't go into a whole lot of stuff, but to give you a little bit of the meat, I applied for I don't even give an excuse but I'll give the reasons, saying, hey, they weren't giving me loans based on the money that we were making. So I raised the amount of money that we were making just to be able to get a loan. So we got a loan, and we got an additional loan for a smaller amount. And when they gave us the second loan 15 days later, they accidentally deposited an additional double the amount into our account. So we weren't aware of it right away because it was around Christmas time. We were buying inventory. And when I say it was a little bit before Christmas, I was around the early holidays because we were buying inventory, trying to make sure everything was good. We had stores going on. All 4 of our stores were in effect. I believe yes, all 4 stores were in effect by that point. And we were trying to pay payroll. So we were paying everything on time. But when they said, hey, we accidentally deposited an additional amount of money in our account, we need that back. And I was like, well, we ain't got it. Can you put that on the end of our loan amount? And mind you, I knew what I'd done was wrong in the beginning, and I won't make an excuse for it. Everything that happened was for my doing. I am not the victim. And although I will be filing some charges, suits down the road because of some things, dealing with what I've gone through, I was the reason for me going to prison. And I sacrificed time with my family. I sacrificed time with close loved ones. And but fortunately for me, I was released after doing 173 days, I believe it is, from June 3rd to from January 3rd to June 22nd. And that was because I got out. The law allowed me to get in for whatever reasons, and the law allowed me to get out because I got out on the CARES Act. And the CARES Act is if you met certain qualifications of health issues, you were able to be discharged early from your thing and go home on home confinement, which is I am now at home residing on home confinement under BOP custody. I'm actually still in BOP custody. So that'll happen. But ironically enough, I won't be serving the full 2 years anyway because of a number of reasons, because I'll be filing for a compassionate release because of things going on with my family, my own health. But Donald Trump, ironically enough, put something into effect called the First Step Act. And the First Step Act allows inmates who have done non-violent crimes to be able to cut their time almost in half, or at least give them up to a year off their sentence. So what does that do? That brought me from September of 2024 to November of 2023 being released. So I'm hoping that anywhere between now and November of this year, I'll be completely off the books. I'll be on supervised release where I can move freely, travel freely. And then after maybe 6 months to a year, I can be completely off paper, as they say, and off of BOP custody. And out of, I'm not even, they can't even touch me. So, but all that is to say, what I did was wrong. I admitted what I did was wrong when the FBI first came to my house. And they were like, no one usually does this right away. Usually people put up a fight, but I said, I knew what I did was wrong. And I was willing to face the consequences. No one thought I would be sentenced to 2 years. Everyone thought I would either get, at the very worst, a year and a day, and at the very least, home confinement, because it was it was basically a victimless crime because the banks, they have insurance against, fraudulent bank loans and things of that nature. But they also don't get a lot of people who get a bank loan and are paying the bank loan off like I was. So that's the beginning of it. But having been incarcerated in a federal prison, and I was in the camp, I didn't have to worry about getting raped at a supermax or anything like that, not to make light of it. But I wasn't there's levels when it comes to federal prison. I was at the very lowest level, which is a camp where you can move freely around. But it's still a lot of fucked up shit that happens at a camp. And those are things that I'm going to be using my platform to bring to light, because I've already written the director of the BOP, because there's a lot of effed up things. There's a lot of good people incarcerated, and a lot of people who, oddly enough, admit that what they did was wrong. And a lot of people who went there for things kind of what I went through, like aggravated identity theft, which is something they don't even call something anymore. And someone like me for $1.2 million loan, I got 24 months, but you got somebody in there for $250,000 for a 2 year, for a bank loan thing for 2 years. And then you got somebody for $11 million in there for like 24 to 26 months. So it's like the justice system is all over the place. And I will say one thing that I realized, they put a lot of people that don't look like us in there. But to kind of wrap this up for now, until y'all have questions that I can or can't answer, one of the things that I learned off the bat was the reason that they keep the black population stats down, and they're not even down. Imagine what the black stats are that everyone knows about. That blacks are like 70% of the prison population for the federal whatever, right? Imagine
the U.S. Census Bureau, the world population.
Alexa off. Sorry about that. So imagine this. they label every Dominican and Puerto Rican Hispanic person that comes in there as white. And there are a lot of Dominicans and Hispanic Latin people in prison. Now imagine if they added those to who they are, because as Eric knows, you got all shades when it comes to just like black people. Y'all ain't but a bus stop away from where we were when it came to slavery, enslavement. And a lot of people don't realize a lot of all Dominicans and Puerto Ricans and other Latin nations, Mexicans, are listed as white when they go to prison. And imagine if they labeled them accurately as a minority of brown, black, Latins, they would be, the numbers would skyrocket. So that's about all I have up there, but that's how I got in. Speaking towards, just to kind of put a bow on things, the things that happened while I was away, you found out a lot about people, customers that said they was down for you, people who expected me to give them every inch of my privacy. Now, mind you, they were like, yeah, but Rock, you said it's like a family. True, but I don't owe anyone every detail of my life, where I'm sitting here trying to make sure my family is good while I'm away and all. But people who called names, who came after my family, who posted my address, and like I've said already publicly, those people will be dealt with in a very professional manner. The old me would have handled it very differently and would have landed me back where I was. But the people that did what they did, they got something coming. And to the people, because I never discounted anyone's feelings of being upset about the delays and the non-deliveries or the late deliveries. My fault, all on me. I took accountability, will always take accountability, but nothing that I said would happen. Everything that I said would happen is still going to happen, because I always do what I say I'm gonna do. The same credence that I have with my people who are close to me. If we get engaged in something, let's just do what we say we're going to do. I'm always going to do what I'm going to do and by right of the customers. But some people decided, not only to just bail, which you had every right to, but to be vicious in the way that they attacked my family. Me, I can handle it. Like, I don't care what people think of me. I care what you think of the business, because I want it to thrive. I want it to be, because what I do affects the business, obviously. And I want people to like and love and always, come back to Rock Deep. But you can attack me personally, but once you come after my family, things have changed. And I have to attack it in a professional way, because I can't do it the way the old me would have done things. The Oxon Hill me, the Alexandria, the Arlington me, and I mean the South Arlington me, the Del Rey before it was gentrified me. So, but again, I'm not going to even look towards the negativity of all that's going on, because one thing that I let people know, and one thing that I quickly realized when I got back, I had to make a lot of calls to people that I wasn't able to who still didn't even know what was going on with me. I just disappeared as far as they was concerned. I had to make calls to them and apologize, like, hey man, I wasn't able to tell you this. My wife, she couldn't get over to you. But those people stayed in my corner, like, bro, did you think we were going to bail? We thought something was up. We just didn't know what. But people who are out there being vicious, judgmental, tribal, and saying the things, they don't realize that there are people who are ascended in high with platforms and places that are going to make sure that I win, because they've made mistakes too that they've had to overcome. So it was great to hear these things from all these different people, and certain people that I haven't even officially announced that I'm going to be working with. I had to tell them what was going on. They were like, they appreciated the transparency and the honesty. They've seen how I've been, and they said, hey, as soon as everything's good, they coming up and we're going out to dinner. And I appreciated that. But I'm not going to let anyone judge me, because everyone out there who has tried to talk bad or negative about what I've gone through hasn't done nearly a tenth of what I've done for my community, for other people. So I really don't give a damn what they think personally of me.
So I want to say this, bro, because again, I know, obviously I know you through the group chat, and then obviously the discussions we've had on air and then off air. I applaud you for being a stand-up man to, again, not only acknowledge what took place, but also trying to figure out how you move forward and fixing everything moving forward. When I first heard about the news, I was shocked. Me and Will spoke about it, and I applaud your wife as well, because your wife held it down. I was paying attention. I'm very observant. I watch what's going on. I want to see how people gonna move in times of adversity, because that, to me, that really speaks to your character as a person. Everybody's great when things are up. You know what I'm saying? But when things are tough, when things get a little shaky, that's gonna really speak to your character. So to see your wife hold it down for you and the brand, I applaud you guys, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for you and your family. I think the people that came at your wife and came at your family, that's sucker shit. I have no other way to really say it. That's sucker shit. You know what I'm saying?
And let me tell you, my wife is my everything. And a lot of people, like I said, they'll go through that all the time. But put the Italian side. Everyone is always like, oh, well,
hold on, you cut out there for a second, Rock.
Oh,
you cut
sorry.
out, went mute there for a second. There you go. You back up.
So a lot of people, putting aside her being Italian, a lot of people just was coming at her like, how is she going to be able to do this? And why? A lot of people were empathetic, which I appreciate. People who were actually first upset and then were like, yo, I can't believe this happened. Yo, y'all need to stay off her back, blah, blah, blah. But she held things down. And at no point did she ever think about giving up or whatever, because she stood taller than people who had my last name before she did. People who are, family. Now, my wife is family, don't get me wrong, but before my wife ever carried my last name, there are people who already had my last name who basically turned their backs or talked mad S. And that's why I try to tell not just people personally, but business people, like, you'll find out who is who in moments of adversity. And you have to keep straight and keep your vision. You always got to adjust, and you got to, alleviate self-made obstacles and then obstacles that are put in front of you by others. But if you give up on yourself, why should anybody else? And my wife is we are yin and yang. She's the one that gets anxious. She actually gets frustrated because I don't get flustered. I don't get frustrated because, for me, I'm too old to be worried about what someone else thinks. I'm too old to think about what if. She was talking to one of my guys that I'm a business partner and some other things with, and he was telling her, he's like, he's known me for 20 something years. He's like, for whatever reason, there's never a what if for Rock. It's always, this is going to happen. And that's the only way I know how to be. When I get back, hold ish down till I get back. And when I get back, I'm going to take over and make sure everything's back on track. And people may not like the time that it takes, but at least I'm telling you, it's kind of like women, how they want to know if you have other women in your life. They want you to at least tell them. At least they say that, because they say, at least give me the opportunity to know before so I can decide if I want to keep going forward. And what I'm always going to do is give everyone the opportunity to decide for themselves. Hey, here's what the information is. I know you may not like it, but at least I'm giving it to you, and you can't say Rock didn't tell us this. So anyone that's out there saying, well, Rock said this and that. No, I said what I said. It's always documented because I put it in video. So when you say that I've said something else, I can just refer back to that. But I actually don't even go and address a lot of the negativity. I might address it once or twice and be like, all right, y'all got y'all's time and my attention for that couple of hectoseconds. Now we're moving on. The rest of y'all, if you coming forward, come forward and we're going to go. But the people who want refunds, credits, all that kind of stuff, and say, hey, Rock, you've earned that grace with us. And some people, have been in my house, have broken bread with me and talked mad ass and went after. And so again, you're not surprised, you're not shocked, but sometimes you're a little surprised. But then for me, you're just like, I just keep it moving.
Hey man, I applaud you, bro, because I think you've handled this with tremendous class. As you mentioned, even the way you've addressed the people that came at your family, as you said, you still did it in a professional way.
Mm-hmm. Well, because you can't ever give everyone, like, a lot of just to kind of, not even to go back, but just to kind of some people, my wife was telling me, was like, yeah, we're the reason that, like, this one lady who I don't think even ever ordered, and if she did, it might have been one thing and she got a refund. She actually took credit for people getting their orders when they were always getting their orders. People were like, oh, well, what were they just holding on to this stuff and not sending it? No, it was always going out. Not everybody that we have as our customers are in the Rock Deep product info group. Not everyone posts what's going on, but they were taking credit, and it just makes me laugh, because I'm like, all right, well, just, if that's what makes you feel better about yourself, because sometimes there are people, a lot of times, there are people who need to talk S to feel better about themselves because of the life they have, which must be. And look, I'm going to be completely honest. One of the dudes spent a lot of money with us. I sent him free shoes out of, appreciation for, what kind of customer. And he was one of the first Munchies to turn and talk S. Tell my wife, hey, I'm sorry that I did what I did. And then turn around, talk more S. And it's just like, yo, dude, really? And then you want to call me a clown? And I'm like, bro, when did I become all this? Because I'm never going to name call in a direct name calling way, but I'm always wondering like, yo, what? Because some people were actually acting as if I had banged their wife, and for whatever, you know how you're supposed to apologize, must not say for the way I made you feel. I'm sorry for the way you feel. I'm sorry that you feel the way you do, because I don't know what I did to make you feel that way, but hey, I'm going to keep moving on, righting the ship, and making sure that the customers who stayed on are proud, are happy that they did and know that it was worth the while, because they are going to be well compensated and taken care of. But that's all I got. Unless y'all got questions. What happened to Will? He fell out? He passed out?
I don't know. I sent him a text. He said he's good. I told him log back in. I don't know. Rocky, I greatly appreciate you, bro.
No problem,
I will be going on to the eBay, ordering something this weekend, but I'm also going to post it so that anyone else who follows me can get the opportunity to go over there, support the brand. I love what you're doing, man. I thank you for taking the time to just rock with us on a Friday night. Again, it is your birthday, man. So I know, I already know we're pulling you away from the family to rock with us, and we greatly appreciate it. But you already know you have an open invite. Anytime you want to come back on the Sanchez Show, you're more than welcome to, man.
Hey, bro. Hey, and good luck. And I hope Will has a good night. I hope you're safe, bro. But I y'all keep doing what you're doing. And I tell you, I'm proud of y'all because you stay in the course and you're doing it how you want to do it. And as soon as y'all get that right synergy where you can keep Will, Will is literally the me version of the Kevin the Rock, because I know I used to be all over the place and Will is just being who he is. But there's going to be a synergy at some point where one of my nephews calling, where synergy happens, where y'all gonna be like, yo, all right, because you got to get a show flow. And right. I know you run point because Kevin was my point guy, because I couldn't bring us in and out. It was just awkward. But there's gonna be a point where y'all are like this right now, and then y'all gonna be like this, and it's gonna flow. And I can't wait to see that happen.
I appreciate that, my brother. Listen, again, plug the website, plug anything you got going on right now before we wrap up the night.
So appreciate y'all again. Check out you can go ahead and go to Rock Deep and just bookmark it, and then pay attention to all the Rock Deep global social media. We are also on TikTok. We are on Instagram. We're on Facebook. If you want to go to the Rock Deep product info group, show what you've gotten, leave us feedback on eBay, but go to the eBay shop right now, the Rock Deep Our Divine eBay shop. My wife even has a couple of things for women up there. I have things for women, but she has casual things. She even has wedding dress samples for sale, 40% off on the shoes. Go check it out, and I appreciate y'all for letting me do that.
Yes, sir. Again, for my brother, Rocky Parrish, I am Eric Sanchez. This was the Sanchez Show. We're going to bring you back real soon.
All right, brother. I appreciate it. Anytime.
Enjoy the rest of your night. Again, happy birthday, man. We out of here. We'll see you guys next Friday again for another Friday Night Live, man. We out of here.